Hey y'all, so I know what you're thinking. What is it that Crystal has today? Well, got something a little different for you. Whereas we normally go heavy and hard on the math and the English, etc., I've got some science with Berean Builders. This is discovering design with earth science. So the neat thing about this is it's not your average curriculum. We've got a real good old-fashioned textbook. It's kind of one of the things that makes it kind of neat. Well, I've also got an answer key and test book. But we're gonna get into it. So jump right in, find a cozy spot, grab your favorite kitty cat, and let's unpack this. So let's talk about discovering design with earth science. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I expected to like this from the moment I saw it. And the main reason why is because this is a real hefty, actual textbook. We don't see these much in homeschool simply because textbooks are kind of, out of style. Now we've got PDFs and thin workbooks. So having a real textbook was really kind of nice. In addition to the textbook, we've got an answer key and tests that go along with the book. And this is all you need to teach from. Now, they sent me as an extra little something, Science Roots, and it's their second edition, which is cute too. Okay, now, as a side note, Berean Builders also sent this Science Root second edition, Greek and Latin roots for the study of biology. Now, we're studying earth science, but man, I wish I'd had this book when I was in school. It really breaks down the roots, the prefixes, the suffixes, and words that you're going to see every day in science. So this is a really cool book. I like it. This is a big textbook, but don't think that as a parent you're going to get lost. Everything is explained right here in the beginning, from the introduction to how to use this book, as well as what's you're going to find really helpful are links to the course website. There you go, right there. And that's where you're going to find how to record your labs and samples and what your experiments look like. Need help? Question and answer? Guess what? There's a link for you. Now, this course is meant to be hands-on, which means lots of experiments and lots of activities. This is what you can do. You can either get the supplies, or you don't have to have the supplies to do this. We actually used some of the things that we had around our house, which included a lot of different things because my Cash loves experiments, especially things that have to do with natural science. The only thing you'll need besides this textbook and this answer key and test is a science notebook. We have one. This is for your labs. It can be blank, it can be lined, it just needs to have lots of pages, and you pick your favorite. All right, this is what everyone's gonna wanna know. What's in this book? Now, first and foremost, remember, this is really for an 8th or 9th grader. This is also considered a science credit for high school. In the table of contents, you'll find that chapter 1 is basic concepts required to do an earth science. Chapter 2 is a little crusty, where we get into some of the earth's crust and layers. Chapter 3, minerals. Chapter 4, rocks. Chapter 5, the lithosphere. Chapter 6 is more about motion in the lithosphere. And the picture will let you know right now. We're going to get into earthquakes and volcanoes, etc. Chapter 7, fossils and rocks. Chapter 8, interpreting the geological record. 9, uniformitarianism versus catastrophism. It's really interesting for those of you that aren't quite sure how you feel about using a faith-based science text. Water and the hydrosphere. More in the hydrosphere, the atmosphere. Weather, part 1 and part 2, really important right now. We've had some very interesting weather recently. Chapter 15 is the Earth's solar system. And 16 is the Earth, solar system, and the universe. Day 1 of this curriculum is to read the introduction. The same thing I just pointed out to you. The next day, start right here. Here on page 2, start your first experiment. So you didn't even wait to get into experimentation, which I love. And it's a pretty easy one. This is mostly things you can find around your home. And that gets you going. From here, just follow along in the book. It takes 10 days to cover a chapter. That gives you about 32 lessons in here. Out of a 36-week school year, that's not too bad. You do have some flex time built in, so you don't have to rush. So now let's get into this answer key and test booklet. Within Discovering Design with Earth Science, there's a lot of things to memorize as well as things to remember and go over. That's the reason there's comprehension checks throughout chapters. There's review at the end, and of course there is a test to make sure you understand everything that you're going over. With that said, using this book is pretty simple. Just like the textbook, the first thing you should do is take a glance at the table of contents and read the introduction. It'll give you an idea of what it is you expect to find within this booklet. There is a test at the end of each chapter, and that information can be found right here in this book. I'm not going to hover over this page too long, but just so you know, this is what a test looks like. And there's the end of the test. So it's not a ton of material, just a lot of comprehensive material. On the back side, of course, are the answers to that test. So you as a parent, it may be easiest for you to just copy this page, give it to your learner, and keep this for your grading system. Remember how I told you that the course website is the way to go? Check this out. You have links for all of the chapters that you might possibly need. So not only do you have videos, etc., but check this out. My favorite part is that you actually have videos by Jay Wild. One of the things you'll find on their website, which is one of my favorites, is all of these videos by Dr. Jay Wild on different scientific concepts. They are absolutely awesome. And all you need to do, these are free resources by the way, is click play. I have no idea why this cat is loving on this book, y'all. I don't know if the hardcover appeals to her. I understand, I'm the same way.